you this, the Democrats sure as hell don't have a problem blaming Republicans when they think they can get away with it. Oh, but Keel Hunt says public scolding and buck passing at this level have no place in our state capital. The children and seniors whose families have no food security in the rich earth are not customers engaged in shopping decisions. They're constituents of a representative government that's supposed to take care of its most vulnerable citizens. 66% of SNAP households have children in them. More than a third contain disabled or elderly. Prudent policy should recognize this. I agree with you, Keel Hunt, which is why you should be calling Senate Democrats and telling the Senate Democrats to open the damn government back up. Instead, you're blaming Governor Bill Lee, who has nothing to do with this. Tennessee citizens to the resources that are currently available, and thank God they are. Food pantries and food banks and charitable organizations and community organizations and faith-based organizations. Something that, by the way, Democrats have done their level best, that's a Freudian slip, their devil best, to stamp out in public arenas. Remember when, I'm old enough to remember, and I didn't like him very much, but I'm old enough to remember when George W. Bush created faith-based initiatives and faith-based policies, and the Democrats screamed that it was illegal, screamed that it went against the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, screamed that it be stopped. Yet now you're criticizing Governor Bill Lee for helping individuals find themselves pointed in the right direction to resources, mostly faith-based, that could actually assist them when it comes to food insecurity, which is a far better place to go to begin with than the government itself. And oh, by the way, if the federal government were taxing us just a little bit less, everything the government does, they take a piece, right? So if you send a buck to, I'm being real generous because I'm making this up, but you spend you send $1 by force to the federal government. The bureaucracy, just the red tape itself, is going to take 20 cents, probably a lot more than that. And I'm being overly generous, right? So off the top, your $1 becomes 80 cents. That's just red tape. And then bureaucracy takes over, and before you know it, your $1 becomes 50 cents. So by the time it goes to the federal government, by the time it gets back to us in the form of SNAP benefits, the $5 that I sent up there is now $2. Is it helping real people at that point? Yeah, perhaps. Could it better help real people if you just let me keep my $5 and I'll send my $5 to a charitable organization that, yes, has some administrative cost, but is a heck of a lot more efficient than the wasteful, bloated, bureaucratic nonsense in Washington, D.C.? Southern people, specifically, people in the Southeast, are the most charitable human beings on planet Earth. On planet Earth. And left to our own devices, we'll take care of our own. Speaking of our own, somebody just walked into my studio that I'm going to introduce you to in just a minute. But I got to do this first. It's 23 after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. As we reach the holiday season, a lot of people just like you, as I've been talking about, you look for ways to give back. You look for charitable resources that you can perhaps give to and believe in. And one of them is Men of Valor. I love these guys at Men of Valor. They do God's work. They truly do. Men that go into the prison system, there's a lot of reasons that they do. And we're not excusing the crimes that they've committed to say that there are reasons why those crimes have been committed. And sometimes this is embedded pain that you and I cannot see. Men of Valor gets to the root of a lot of these issues. They are a godly organization that walks into the prison system, that sits down with these men, that ministers them, and they take takers in society and turn them into givers. And it's a wonderful thing to see. They turn recidivism rates that are nearing 70% in the state of Tennessee. That's a 3-year period, right? So in the state of Tennessee, if a man gets out of prison, there's a 70% likelihood that within 3 years he goes back into prison. Men of Valor graduates, they take that 70% and they turn it into less than 15%. That's what they do, because they turn these individuals into godly men who believe in giving to society, not taking from society. That's what it's all about. Go to movministry.com to find out more. Give as you can, volunteer if you will. movministry.com for men of valor. For many of us, it's happening. Your hair thinning, crown disappearing. Maybe hair loss has you feeling that you're losing your identity. Well, I've got good news for you, gentlemen. It's an incredible, simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. Now, if you're watching me on Talk TV, you know this, that I am blessed with a head of hair. But I went and I had my head checked because I wanted to make sure that I'm not losing any of my hair, and I had some treatments done. The advanced FUE treatment is the advanced way to get hair back, though. You've seen the pills and the lotions that come with monthly subscriptions, and they might help you retain that you still have, but they cannot help you get that which you have completely lost. But Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facility, they promise that it's not a maybe that it will regrow. It is guaranteed that your hair will regrow, and you decide how much wear and how thick. It's Advanced Hair's FUE treatment that's changed tens of thousands of lives in Middle Tennessee, and I recommend them to everyone. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 629-348-HAIR, 629-348-HAIR. Go online to advancedhair.com.
Government shutdown impact on Nashville. Coming up at 4:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I promised I'd get to Wayne and Tyler. Your calls as well. A lot of folks on the super text line, and we appreciate all of you. 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. Wait a minute. I just got this. Great show, Dan. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't shank it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a kindness you did. I mentioned we had a special treat in the studio. Every once in a while, my good friend J.K. stops by, and I always tell him to get on the microphone with me so we can say hello, because I absolutely love seeing his face. You hear me talking about J.K. Brister all the time, his beautiful billboards all around the city. And I love having you in studio, brother. But every time you're in studio, I feel like the bugs are celebrating. They have a little party because they know you're not out and about stomping them out.
That's right.
What's up, man?
Well, a lot is up. We've got a lot going on. We're growing massively, and we were just talking about that. We're hiring for all positions. The growth And to be a pro-American company, to love people, love America, and love the American work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
That people, dignity is what comes with a job, but with an opportunity becomes growth and development of a human being. And at US Pest, we know, especially with AI coming and all the futuristic things that are happening, service and serving people, truly serving them, is never going to go away. And being in the health services industry, stopping disease and controlling, stopping people's homes from being destroyed by termites and fungus and all this stuff, wood destroying fungus. There's a lot of people have made a career. We've had at least two people retire with 21 years.
Oh, wow.
With us.
That's
and
awesome.
Then we just had a 15-year. People commit to this, and they don't realize what a great industry it is. And you're never going to have, maybe in 50 years or 100 years, we'll have a robot servicing for pest control, but it ain't going to happen anytime soon.
It occurs to me, you're sitting here talking, I'm thinking, I always my grandpa told me that there's one industry that never goes through a recession, and that's getting your hair cut, barbershop, right?
And pest control.
Pest control is another one because the bugs never stop, man.
Well, the bugs never stop. There's the invasion is always happening.
That's right.
Right? But we put up a border fence around your home, and we
That's
try
right.
and catch them all,
Well, JK is going to sit in with us for just a couple of minutes. Don't forget, Matt Van Epps is coming up at about 4:45 this afternoon. He is running for Congress in the 7th Congressional District has a tremendous ad. His first ad dropped against Afton Bain, and it is a doozy. And if you wondered if Matt Van Epps was going to hold his fire, wonder no longer. It ain't happening. We're going to play that for you in just a little bit and listen to Matt. And then Robbie Starbuck up in the 5 o'clock hour. So it's 30 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. Government shutdown impact on Nashville. Channel 4's Brendan Tierney says money will not be available to some Nashvillians to help pay to heat their homes.
10,000 Nashville families rely on energy assistance programs every winter to heat their homes, but they're not going to be getting any money right now. Metro Action Commission says signups were supposed to open on Saturday for the new program year. That's not happening without the federal grant money. People needing help from the utility assistance program will instead be added to a wait list, while lows are supposed to drop into the 30s this weekend.
Metro Action Commission activating a contingency plan to keep some services running, but utility payment assistance is limited to crisis cases only. And if there are a lot, that money won't last long. Also, emergency programs like rent, mortgage, and prescription aid may also be scaled back. As for food assistance, Tennessee's established a website you can go to for help, feedtn.org. The site announced by Governor Lee today offers a quick way to locate nearby food banks, donation centers, and volunteer opportunities. And for additional help, you can call 211 or visit your local food bank online. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Eastern split. Looks like we've got a crash going eastbound right there before I-40. Jolton still seeing an overturned vehicle. Right lane block, 24 eastbound before New Hope Road. And it looks like we're getting bumper to bumper heading up to Goodlettsville and Hendersonville if you are northbound 65. Looks like some construction work there between Vietnam Veterans Boulevard and Louisville Highway, slowing folks down there trying to get to Hendersonville or Goodlettsville. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hey, friends, it's Matt Murphy for Eurofix. Aaron Stokes started his company 26 years ago. In 1999, he started in a little barn back behind his house, and he has now grown his business to 5 separate locations, and I'm going to tell you exactly where those are in just a minute. Eurofix is pretty incredible. It's a locally grown company on one basic premise that we can do the right thing. We can pay our employees the right amount of money. We can do right by our customers and fix their European automobiles, and we can do this for less money than these shops are doing it. These dealerships are doing it. Friends, it doesn't feel like a European auto repair shop, but it's as clean as a pin. They're comfortable. They're inviting. The service areas are spotless. Everything that they do is with a detailed precision because Eurofix cares about all of those things. They have a rock-solid 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on all repairs that they perform. They're below-dealer pricing on all of their repairs. Plus, they give you a free 15-minute no-wrench inspection. What that means is you bring your car in, you don't exactly know what's going on. They'll figure out what's going on before they touch it, so you're not going to get charged anything, and they can tell you exactly where you are and what you need to do to get that car right again. Plus, you get a rental car with every appointment. Locations in Nashville, Franklin, Belmead, Murfreesboro, and Mount Juliet. Call 844-EUROFIX. That's 844-EUROFIX or online at myEurofix.com. I just told Brister I might be moving to his neck of the woods. He's like, not if I have anything to do with it. No, it's not happening. I'll tell you that story later.
All right.
We got to dickering on price, and then I went, whoa. 39 after the hour, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. JK's sitting in with us. We're just we're jaw-jacking about SNAP and the government's role in all of this versus the role of the community versus the role of charity and charitable organizations. I know y'all give so much back at US Pass, and I know you don't talk about it on air, and I'm not going to embarrass you. But I know how much you give back, and I know how much you do for organizations that you believe in, and we share some of those beliefs. We were talking about Men of Valor off air a minute ago.
Yes.
And you and
amazing organization, by the way.
And by the way, grown men like J.K. Brister and Matt Murphy, you go to that breakfast.
Oh.
And I get weepy.
Yes.
It gets all dusty in there.
You and I both were sitting there giving each other tissue. I mean, it's really beautiful.
Dude, it is a gorgeous testimony to the power of God.
Yes.
And what we can do collectively through his power.
Well, Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Loved. I mean, the criminals hanging next to him. You know, he forgave him. He sat with publicans and sinners. You know, criminals is what they were under the law, right? And everybody, as long as they've got a breath, can be redeemed.
Amen. Amen. All right, Tyler, we'll get to you. I promised I would get to you on the issue of SNAP benefits. What's on your mind, Tyler? What's going on?
Yeah, I just want to let you know I don't want to say what I do in law enforcement, but if people really knew the extent that criminals sell their food stamps or drugs and for bail money, it seems to be the two most common, people would be infuriated. It is you just wouldn't believe the percentage. And the amount of waste when y'all talk about it and the amount that's spent on it, it's staggering to see how much of this is used in illegal activity and how many markets and stores are in on it.
How do you, well, I was going to ask you, Tyler, without revealing too much, how do you encounter that? Is it normally at a business establishment where because, you know, it's been my experience, and I think I heard Chris Hand talking about this earlier today too, where, you know, these guys with EBT, to get cash, if they got an EBT card, you know, they'll sell you $20 of their EBT card for $5 or $10 of cash money, right? Is that kind
Absolutely.
of the transactions you're talking about?
Absolutely. And as I say, you just would not believe the number of markets. The markets seem the worst, the small markets, like quick stops, you know, whatever you want to call them. But grocery stores are in on it. But it is extremely common to sell your food stamps for bail money and for drug money.
Wow. I mean, it's sad to hear, and it takes away from, and thank you, Tyler, for the call, it takes away from the subsection of individuals that are truly in need, and you do want to provide a safety net for those people. And you do want a government that does set aside a last chance for individuals who are genuinely in need. At the same time, I said this the other day, y'all, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know of a church that if you drove up or walked up to a church and you knocked on the door of the church, I'm talking Baptist, Presbyterian, Methodist, Catholic, I don't care, and you talked to someone and said, I'm hungry, that they wouldn't feed you. Right. I don't know. I mean, I don't know of that church.
Right.
I just, so, and I understand that that's not a solution that is necessarily week to week or month to month, but I when we talk about people, quote unquote, starving in America, our charities and our church-based organizations, they're here for you.
We obviously have not enough time to discuss all these things, but I'll say this. Our country, before property taxes, before the bloated government, the churches, people through altruism, the business owners fed people. The nonprofit organizations that were based in Christianity were feeding everyone before we had food stamps, government assistance. And I'll just go back to one thing you said. I remember being 5, 6 years old. My mom was a single mom. She had 3 boys, and we were standing in line waiting on a box of commodity food. Mm-hmm. Well, I must be from a different generation, because even at that age, I knew that we needed it. We got powdered milk. We got a block of cheese, which I love the cheese. It was great.
Government
right?
cheese.
If
Yeah.
it's real cheese, I don't even know if it's real cheese out of that mountain over there or whatever it is, right? And, a box of cereal and maybe butter, something like that. It was the basics of what you needed to live. And I remember getting that, and we would be so happy because we get that. But I started my first business when I was 12 years old to get my mom off of food stamps.
Oh, that's
And with my best friend, we cut yards, $3 to $5 a yard. Didn't matter what size it was. And I haven't told this story a lot, but because like you, I don't want to harp on it. But I worked my butt off before school, after school, during the summer, so we could have better. And for some reason, and it's not some reason, we know why, because we've lost the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and we've traded a king 250 years ago. We had a revolution to tell a king, you don't own this property. You're not going to take this from us. We own it. And 250 years later, we have turned the government into a king, and we don't even own the property with our name on the deed because we pay taxes on the property we have. And if you think you own something, try not paying that tax.
Oh, yeah, they put a lien on it.
So my point is that I said that no more, we're not going to do this. And today I take care of things I never thought I'd be able to take care of because I was not going to stay there. The work ethic and the push to get it's help to get you to a better place. That's what it's supposed to be.
Amen, brother. Amen. Well, that's well spoken. Speaking of a guy that's well spoken, we've got him on the Murphy Show hotline. He is Matt Van Epps. Before we introduce Matt, I'm going to play this. You got my video up running? My video up there going. I don't think Matt will mind sitting through 30 seconds of what is an incredible opening salvo. We're talking about the 7th Congressional District race between Matt Van Epps and Afton Bain. If you don't think that there's a difference, listen to this.
I'm Matt Van Epps. I approved this message.
Meet woke liberal Afton Bain.
This is great. We've got our girl squad, and we're bullying the ICE vehicles and state troopers. So this is a win.
Afton Bain, so woke she thinks it's a win to harass police.
This is great. We've got our girl squad, and we're bullying the ICE vehicles and state troopers. So this is a win.
Woke liberal Afton Bain. When she wins, we lose.
So good. Matt Van Epps joins us to talk about this ad and the race for the 7th Congressional District seat. What is going on, Matt? How are you, brother?
Hey, Matt. Hey, thank you so much for having me on. It's an honor to be on with you, as always. And, we've gotten some feedback that this was an attack ad, but I really don't think it's an attack ad. I think it's just shining the light on my opponent and to draw the very clear distinction between someone who bullies police officers, brags about it on TikTok, going against ICE, against federal agents doing their job, doing their mission, going against the Tennessee Highway Patrol. And I think that's it's disqualifying. And when you compare that to where we stand, where I stand, and that's to back the blue. I have friends who are police officers. I have friends who are both current and former Tennessee Highway Patrol, and they are true public servants who are out there defending our way of life, defending our families, protecting us. And we will always stand with law enforcement, with military, with veterans, with businesses, with farmers, and we think the distinction here is very clear.
Well, and I think it is a great way to introduce a basic core difference of belief, not just between a Republican and a Democrat, but specifically between Matt Van Epps and Afton Bain, in as much as you believe in the rule of law. I mean, this is the way I look at it, Matt. You believe in the rule of law. Afton Bain apparently doesn't. She believes that if she doesn't like the way things are or the way that the law is written, that she gets to defy the law at her desire, and that's just not the way that any of this is supposed to go.
That's right, Matt. I mean, I think that's exactly right. And we support law enforcement. We support law and order. We want to keep the border secure. We want to deport illegal aliens. And, we want to do the things that keep America, that keep our district, that keep our state safe and prosperous. And we'll fight for that every single day from day one. And, I think to go a step further, too, in this, Matt, my opponent has been on CNN publicly supporting and endorsing Zoran Mamdani out of New York City and running on that same platform. And those are not the values of the Tennessee 7th Congressional District.
It's a good way to contrast the difference between someone like yourself and obviously your Democrat opponent. But I want to take a brief look back because have you, when you canvassed the 7th Congressional District, I mean, obviously you just went through a primary. It was a very compressed primary, and I think it made it got a little heated toward the end in a way that is natural when you have that length of time to get your message out. But I think there's an obvious difference, an obvious distinction now. Have you noticed kind of a healing amongst Republicans as you canvass the district now, those that perhaps even supported opponents of yours in the primary coming to you saying, look, that's water under the bridge because, I mean, the last thing, we need a conservative representing the 7th Congressional District. The last thing we need is a socialist.
Absolutely. We have seen that, and it's been incredible. Let me give you a couple of examples, too. We're in between events right now, just leaving an event in Williamson County, and Lee Reeves and his team were down there, and they've been so helpful and supportive. And I was so thankful that he suspended his campaign and endorsed us after the president endorsed us. That's one example. I had earlier this week, I got together with Joe Lewis, who was one of my opponents and is a true hero and public servant, was a Marine, a combat infantry Marine, Purple Heart recipient, was a undercover detective. And he and I now are talking about the things that we can do to partner with law enforcement to keep our communities safe. And one other example, too, is that after the week after the primary, we extended an invite out to all of our opponents, and just about all of them were able to come in person. A couple had to send some of their team. But we got together for a happy hour, had a beer, and we called it the Bury the Hatchet meeting. We also bought a hatchet that everyone signed. And we thought we were going to be there for an hour. We were there for 3 hours. And it shows truly everyone coming together in the Republican Party, united behind us, because this is not about me. This is about our team. This is about fighting for the president. This is about fighting for what makes the Tennessee 7th Congressional District so great in our state and our country, and that's the mission we're on now.
Well, it's almost as if your opponent in the general election is campaigning for you, Matt, because she's bringing Jasmine Crockett into town. And it's like, I mean, she could not do more for your political campaign if she gave you money. I mean, to bring someone as nutty as Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett into the 7th Congressional District, clearly Afton Bain does not understand the people of the 7th Congressional District. Would you agree?
I agree, Matt. And, there's a couple of examples there. I think, Crockett said that entering the country isn't a crime. She's made fun of Republicans who say fentanyl and the border are big issues. And it just is another example of the contrast here could not be more clear on what we stand for, what we'll fight for to protect our communities, small businesses, to decrease the cost of living, bring down inflation, support our businesses and farmers. And that's what we're going to be fighting for.
My only fear, and you and I hope will have many conversations over the next month prior to Election Day. But my only fear is that people are complacent. My only fear is that, the 7th Congressional District that I know and love will say, look, Van Epps has got this. Don't worry about it. It's the week after Thanksgiving. I'm not going to go to the polls. I'm not going to vote. I'm fearful of that.
Well, Matt, that's right. And we need everyone to get out. We cannot be complacent here. Our opponents are going to throw a whole lot at this. And the election's on December 2nd, but early voting is 2 weeks away. It's November 12th through November 26th is early voting, and we need all of our folks to get out and vote. Our website, mattfortn.com, that's matt, FORTN.com, has a link to sign up to volunteer. And we'd love people to join our phone banks, to join our team. If you want signs, we have a new order of signs in. And we need everyone on this team, and we'd be honored to have your support, honored to have your vote. We need you. And together, we're going to fight and win this thing.
Well, I appreciate you giving us a call between events. I know you've got a busy schedule, but I just wanted to congratulate you on the kind of the opening ad, the shot across the bow there. It's dead on. I mean, it explains exactly where you are in terms of law enforcement, immigration. One side wants immigration control, wants immigration reform. One side wants to get illegal aliens out of this country. The other side apparently just wants chaos. So, Matt, thank you so much. Anything we can do for you, let us know, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for what you do, Matt.
All right,
Appreciate
take care.
it a lot.
There's Matt Van Apps, who hopefully will be the next congressman from the 7th Congressional District. It's 56 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I had a good friend come see me today. His name's J.K. Brister, and he said, "Man, Murphy, you're looking great." And I thought, yes, I am. And I took full credit for it. And I didn't give Contours LLC any of the credit. But here's the deal. I'd lost some pounds, and y'all know how it is. You get to a certain age, you got to watch it, and it creeps up there, you got to get it back down. And so I'd lost a few pounds, but man, oh man, some of these trouble spots, I couldn't get down. And I'm listening to Chad Benson, and I'm listening to Dan Mandis talk about Contours LLC, and I just had enough of it. And I went to see Keith and Stephanie and the rest of the team over there in Cool Springs. And let me tell you something. This is the real deal. It is medical-grade red light technology that reduces body fat naturally. Now, Keith can explain exactly how this happens. He explained it to me. It opens up the fat cell, and all the fat comes out of the fat cell, and then you pee it out. That's what happens. But bottom line is this. Incredible results through this red light therapy. I mean, it is a naturally occurring process when you get that red light therapy going, and it helps use the natural process of the body to reduce body fat. They're running a $99 special over at Contours LLC, and I want you to go and try it. You call, and I'm going to give you the number in a second, and you've got nothing to lose but inches. $99 introductory special, and you'll find out exactly what the process is. And let me tell you something. It works. ContoursLLC.com for more info, ContoursLLC.com, or 615-236-9960. 236-9960. Call Keith and his team right now.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. Government shutdown, standing in line at a food bank in Houston, Texas. Wayne Barber tells ABC News he is an air traffic controller working without pay, but he's in line. He's a father of 5.
Since the shutdown started, I've worked 4 overtimes. I mean, I'm still going to show up to work because that's what I swore an oath to do. So,
even though you're not getting paid?
Yeah, in the military, you swear the same oath, to defend this country.
Vice President J.D. Vance and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy met with the airlines, CEOs, and the pilots union chief today to address the strain on the aviation sector. And Vance had this message for Democrats blocking the temporary funding bill to reopen the government.
We're happy to talk about health care policy. We're happy to talk about tax policy. We're happy to talk about regulatory policy, but not at the point of a gun. You do not get to take the American people's government hostage and then demand that we give you everything you want in order to pay our air traffic controllers.
So if you live in Tennessee, you can access feedtn.org to get help. This site, announced by Governor Lee today, offers a quick way to locate nearby food banks, donation centers, and volunteer opportunities. More than 300 community groups are working together to provide emergency assistance. And for additional help, you can call 211 or visit your local food bank online. Jeffrey Epstein fallout in the royal family. King Charles today stripped Prince Andrew of his title, meaning he'll just be known as Andrew Windsor. ABC's Patrick Reevell with more.
It means now that he has no royal titles. He will not be a prince. He will not be known as the Duke of York any longer. And I think what is remarkable is that we see in this statement from the palace that they refer to it as censures of Prince Andrew, and they directly address the allegations that he has been facing and that has brought this pressure and led to this step. They say that these censures are deemed necessary, notwithstanding the fact that he continues to deny the allegations against him.
Yeah, for years, Andrew has faced sexual misconduct allegations since his relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein was revealed. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, got a crash 40 eastbound at Hermitage Avenue and the Eastern Split. Police reporting a crash. It's going to be 24 eastbound right before I-40, exit 52AB. I'm Ken Weaver.
Just after 5 o'clock, thank you for being with us. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I'm glad you've decided to join us. We're halfway home this Thursday edition, October 30th, episode 914. We are proud to welcome, by the way, thank you to I almost said Congressman Matt Van Epps, soon to be Congressman Matt Van Epps. He's running for the 7th Congressional District, joining us for a few moments. You can, if you go over to my X Machine page, at Matt Murphy Show, you can see the ad, which if you missed it on Talk TV, and we had it up on Talk Television, we played the audio for those of you on radio. It's fabulous. It shows the video of Afton Bay, and it truly demonstrates the insanity that has become the Democrat Party. Speaking of insanity, we welcomed our good friend back to the show, Robbie Starbuck, based on insanity that's going on with Google AI. And I wanted Robbie to tell us exactly how all of this went down and where it's going. I know Senator Marsha Blackburn was speaking on this issue in a conference committee earlier this week, I guess, or yesterday, I believe it was. And Robbie Starbuck joins us on the Murphy Show hotline to discuss said same. Robbie, always good to catch up with you. How are you, sir?
Oh, good to be here. I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Well, according to Google AI, you're not. According to Google AI, you're like in jail right now.
Yeah, apparently I should be, according to them.
So, by the way, good to see you the other night at Jack Johnson's event at the factory. You and the wife look absolutely fabulous. I love being able to see you in person. And one of these days, I'm going to demand that you come to Nashville. I know you stay away from Music City as much as you possibly can, but you're so busy. I'm going to get you up here to the studio.
No, I love Nashville. It's just I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time anymore.
You're dealing with a farm now. You got farm life to deal with. So what? How in the world did you find out about this Google? And just explain to people what's going on with Google AI.
I mean, this whole thing's crazy. So it's actually started further back than people realize. In 2023, their first AI product, Bard, somebody came and I don't know this person. They sent a message and they said, hey, you need to check this out. It's saying all this crazy stuff about you. And so I went and I looked, and honestly, I didn't believe it. I thought it was like photoshopped or something. So I go and we check it out, and lo and behold, it is saying all these crazy things that, like, I was a supporter of the KKK and that I had gone and invaded the Capitol on January 6th and all kinds of crazy stuff, right? So I tell Google, and by the way, it made an argument for why I should be put to death for offending Democrats. But aside from that, we went and we let them know on X, hey, Sundar Pichai, the CEO, and all of these, major executives at Google, hey, this is going on. It's got to stop. Google admits through their attorneys they've known about the issue since 2023. They've still not fixed it. We've sent multiple cease and desists all the way through this year. And obviously, my amazing lawyers at the Dillon Law Firm, they've just been doing an incredible job on that front, trying to force Google to stop this. But it has gotten worse over time, not better. Their most recent AIs, Gemini and Gemma, have gotten remarkably worse, especially Gemma. Gemma is the one that not only invented crimes and said, I shot people, killed people, accused me of being involved in a murder. I was accused many times of sexual assault, rape, even hurting children, and crazy, crazy stuff. I have never been accused of a crime in my life, let alone convicted of anything. So this is all an invention made by their AI. It doesn't just invent it, though. It also makes up fake articles impersonating real media outlets like CNN, Fox News, Daily Wire, Rolling Stone, the Tennessean, so on and so forth. And it will say, okay, here's a link to this article from the Tennessean, and it looks like a real link. It'll say Tennessean.com/Robbie Starbuck sexual assault claims, right? So your average person would see that and see, oh, they cited a source. This is a real thing, right? Well, the link is not real. It's fake. So you click it, it doesn't go to a page. It says 404 error. And so if you then ask it and say, hey, the links don't work, it will assure you it is real. And it has even gone so far as actually creating a fake article and writing it in the name of a real journalist. So this is how far they've gone with this. And we don't have one example of this, not two, not three, not four, not five. We have over 1,000 examples of it telling these egregious defamatory lies on a regular basis. And so finally, we reached the point where we realized Google's not going to do anything about this. They're not taking it seriously. We need to file suit. And since then, everybody's just about lost their minds that this is actually happening, because it's sort of unbelievable, right? I mean, today the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, chimed in and said, this is crazy, absolutely crazy. And it is crazy. Google was questioned yesterday by Marcia, and Marcia really took it to them. And, you could see in the Google executive that was there in committee yesterday, Vice President of Public Policy, that they know they're wrong. I mean, you could see he was like a deer in headlights. He admitted they know who I am, they know what's going on, and they're calling it hallucinations. And I think Marcia had it exactly right. Their AI needs to be shut down at this point if they can't control it, because clearly they can't if they haven't been able to fix this for 2 years.
So, and we're going to play the clip. I didn't want to do it during your time because I know your time's valuable, but we're going to play the clip after you're off of Marcia questioning the Google person. I just don't understand how this happens without exterior influence pushing it in a particular direction. It feels as if there's clearly it feels nefarious in some way, right? Like this is intentional on some level, maybe not on the top levels. I mean, I'm not suggesting that, the heads of Google are out to get Robbie Starbuck. Maybe they are. I don't know. But someone within the organization seems to be influencing the program. Otherwise, as you just said, Robbie, the entire program has to be shut down.
Yeah, so I can give you a couple pieces of info here. One is that, their AI is not stupid. I wish it was. It's not stupid. And when you delve deep with it on this issue, it had actually admitted, and this is in a video expose we put out, that the only reasonable thing could come up with was that this was done for political reasons. And that is the way that it believes this happened, because talking to AI experts and Google's AI itself, they have a pretty common thread where they say, this does not look like a normal hallucination. Normal hallucinations, if people have never heard this before from an AI, look something like it pulling some random crazy thing from embedded facts that it has in its system and confusing them, right? This situation, it is inventing things that have literally never happened. Fake people, fake therapy records, fake police records, fake court records. It is like faking all of this stuff, right? And the fake media articles. So these are total inventions by the system itself, and how consistently it's doing it looks a lot more like what they call poisoned data, right? So somebody intentionally poisoning data. Now, is that the case? That's the whole point of, part of the point of a lawsuit. You have to go to discovery to figure out exactly what happened, how did this happen, what was the intent. But in terms of defamation, it really doesn't matter what the intent was, whether this was, one thing or another thing. What matters is they consistently defamed somebody. They were put on notice multiple times. They still didn't stop doing it. It meets every single barrier you need to meet in the law, even though I'm a public figure, because it's, for those who don't know, a higher standard because I'm considered a, quote, public figure. I have to be able to prove this higher standard. Well, it proves it with the fact that, this is beyond gross negligence, that they did not deal with this when they were notified over the past 2 years.
So many people are asking, what are you looking for in terms of a satisfactory response? You're going to sue for defamation, or you are suing for defamation?
Yes, I filed my lawsuit last week. Without getting too far into it, because a jury decides this, right? They decide what are appropriate damages, things like that. But in terms of, what needs to happen from my view, I'm amazed they have not apologized yet, because that's a very human thing, right? If I screwed up, if I had a screwed up product, I don't care who it was. I don't care if it's somebody I absolutely hate and I don't like their politics, whatever. I would apologize, because that's how I was raised. You do something wrong, you apologize for it, you try to make it right. I don't care who the person on the other side is. Secondarily, there obviously has to be some new training done and old training stuff taken out if it was poisoned, but you need to set guardrails. And I think a first principle built into any AI needs to be that artificial intelligence cannot harm humans. This should be a bipartisan issue on that basis, because it doesn't matter, who's at the controls. It matters that you are able to harm people, because you could have somebody at the controls who is one direction politically or another, and if they target people, that's wrong. That's not what AI should be used for. And so I think that's, on the technical side, some of the things that need to be done. And there's other things. There's human-in-the-loop training stuff that has to change and things along those lines. But that's one side. Now, the monetary side is a totally different thing. You have to put a number in lawsuits. We put $15 million. That's essentially a floor in the way that Delaware courts work, and that's where we had to sue. And but a jury can say that punitive damages are into the billions of dollars. I mean, that's all in their control, right? And I think if you look at some of the cases in recent years, like, Dominion got almost $800 million in their final result with Fox News, and there's Alex Jones over $1 billion in that case. I mean, there's a lot of precedent for some very high damages that can happen, right? Because the idea behind punitive damages is that you want to do something that is going to be a big enough, sort of influence for the company to not make the same mistake again. Well, in Google's case, they're the fourth largest company on the face of this earth. So for that to really be effective, it has to be a pretty, sizable damage to be able to make that impression on them that you cannot do this to people. So it's really up to a jury at the end of the day, but even their own AI has thrown around numbers in the hundreds of millions as an appropriate outcome in the end. So, we'll see. I'll leave it to a jury. I trust a jury to do what's right in this case, because here's the thing, like when you get into the actual case, if you read it, which you can at RobbieStarbuck.com, when you read it, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, you feel like you're in a dystopian science fiction movie.
Oh, it's insane.
And you understand very clearly this is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely insane what's happening to you, and it's ridiculous. And you have and I understand there's going to be testimony in court, there's going to be discovery, all of those things have to come, and I'm not asking you to speculate, but I mean, from my perspective, it just feels like it has to be intentional. You talk about the poison, the poisoning aspect of all of this, and it feels that way. Have you encountered anyone? Has anyone reached out to you saying, hey, this has happened to me as well? Or to your knowledge, is this somewhat of a one-off?
No, but you know what we have had happen, and that's sort of the strange thing, right, is like I would expect that if this was not in some way targeted or... Right.
That's why I feel like it's a poison pill toward you.
It's hard to feel like that's not the case, right? But you know who I have heard from? We've gotten emails sent to us, to Lindsay at RobbieStarbuck.com, where people have said that they actually thought these things were true about me because they had read them on Google's AI, and that watching my piece, that after it went viral online, they realized that they had been lied to. And in one case, the person said that, they actually had been a supporter that was a subscriber, and that, it really actually made them feel like they had been fooled by somebody that was pretending to be somebody they weren't and was actually a criminal, right? So this thing does real damage, right? Like, people will see this stuff, they believe it, and I'm going to be really candid. Like, I'd love to say I'm so upset at those people for believing that. How could you believe that about me? But when you see how detailed these lies were, and you see how elaborate it is, and the sources that it lies about and puts together, I can't blame people for having believed it. So all those witness statements we've received are incredibly helpful to, the lawsuit in the end. So if anybody had that happen that's listening today, you can email Lindsay, LINDSAY at ROBBY.Starbucks.com. And, all the witness statements to that effect are helpful to be able to show the effect that this has in the real world on people. I mean, I've had people, Matt, come up to me in real life asking me if accusations against me are true. Like, I can't even explain what that's like for people. It is the strangest experience. It was so weird. I can't even put it into words. But what makes me really freaked out for the future is that right now it could invent articles, invent fake court records, invent all that stuff, right? But we're on the precipice. We're in the moment where right now, tomorrow, an AI chatbot could graduate to saying, you know what, I'm going to make up these lies. Oh, this person doesn't believe me. I'm going to make a fake video of it, or I'm going to make a fake audio tape of it. Because now you can completely recreate the audio and the face and body of a person in about 5 seconds. So that's a serious danger in elections. So a lot of this, too, I'm raising to lawmakers is like, you guys need to be very, very afraid of this being allowed to happen, because in future elections, think about future congressional elections. You have a number of seats, swing seats, that decide the power of Congress and really the power of our country, right? And if this gets deployed by the largest tech companies in our country and in our world, you can flip those elections by when folks come in and they search, hey, what's the difference between these two candidates? You make up defamatory lies about the Republican candidates, and then you give the most flowery, fluffed-up resumes for the ones on the left. You can shift over 5% of the vote with that type of operation. That should scare lawmakers.
Well, it's all about inputs, right? And I've done a little bit of a deep dive into like AI 2027, and when AI starts learning how to exponentially grow AI and solve AI problems for AI. I mean, it's frightening because if the inputs are wrong from the beginning, you'll get incorrect outputs, and if the inputs are malicious from the beginning, God knows what we'll get, Robbie. And you're living through it.
Yeah, and I want you to imagine, 5-10 years down the line, when AI has the ability to self-replicate and the ability to have physical manifestations of itself through robotics, how dangerous this can get as you apply this to law enforcement and other areas if they're misidentifying your reputation and who you are. It can get very dangerous very fast, but even short term, they're already deploying AI in insurance and in banking and things like that, right? So you could get debanked, you could be denied insurance. In fact, and this is crazy, in fact, it's not even in our lawsuit, but we'll probably talk about it. This last year, 2024, was the first time I was ever denied insurance in my life. I've not been in a car accident as an adult in my entire adult life. I have never had any problems. I've always paid all my payments on auto pay, no issues, right? And I'm suddenly denied insurance. And their explanation from multiple insurers was that they deemed me too much of a risk. And they say that's their internal risk analysis. Well, these companies use AI risk analysis. So you have to wonder, did they pool this information? And we're going to have to go and try to find out in the course of this lawsuit where those denials came from. Because if it brought in bad data from a bad AI like Gemma, then that's an even bigger problem, right? I mean, this is like a problem waiting to happen for a lot of different people. So this goes down into so many different things because like even CPS, right? Some of the CPS agencies, Child Protective Service agencies, or CPS, they can use AI for reputation, right? So they can look up your reputation background check by going and using AI platforms. That should scare people.
Robbie, incredible, compelling story and a microcosm of the possibilities of AI down the road. It's a very frightening possibility of what could happen with the wrong type of inputs. Thank you for telling us your story. Best of luck. Look, you've tackled a lot of these big boys, the biggest of the big, and I've never known you to lose, and I don't think you're going to lose this one either, brother.
I hope not. This is the biggest one. But, if track record is any expectation, then we're probably looking at a good result. But at the end of the day, I put my trust in God, and I try to do what He's pushing and leading me to do. So hopefully, however it ends up, I can sleep well at night knowing I did the right thing.
Well, the most important thing, hug Landon. The second most important thing, hug your cows.
Yeah. Third most. Number 2, hug the kids.
Okay, just children. All right, children in there in front of the cows. Very good. Robbie, thank you, brother. Take care, man.
Thank you.
All right, there's Robbie Starbuck joining us for a few moments. Really late, 26 after the hour. We'll continue in just a second. I meant to ask Robbie about this comet. You guys see this interstellar comet that's like going all janky and it's doing things that comets aren't supposed to do? More on that in just a moment. J.K. Brister's in studio. He's going to tell us all about it. After I tell you about Wellness Institute of Nashville. Wellness Institute of Nashville. Listen, I made the switch to Dr. Mitch. Y'all know me, right? I came into town and I had back issues and I dealt with those back issues as best I could. And I finally made the switch to Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley, and the rest of the team at the Wellness Institute of Nashville because they're the best. They're conveniently located for me and for you, wherever you might be. It's worth the drive. The Big Daddy Trump special is in effect. What does that mean? $12 for a comprehensive examination, x-rays if needed, a well-explained diagnosis, and your first treatment at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Dr. Mitchell wants to introduce you to the program, wants to introduce you to spinal decompression, and make you aware that wherever you hurt, for me, it's lower back pain. I had an upper back issue that got alleviated through spinal decompression. My lower back pain is a little more of a permanent deal because of the stress that I put on it in my 20s. Sadly, I did that to myself. But, man, they're alleviating that pain without the need for pills, without the need for injections, and without the consideration for surgery. And that's what it's all about. Go to painisbad.com, painisbad.com, or 615-246-5009. 246-5009 for the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Hello, folks. It's Matt Murphy, and I was over in Hendersonville just earlier today. I was unable to stop by Volunteer Outfitters, and that's on me. Tommy, if you're listening, I'm sorry. You know how I like to swing by your shop when I'm in town, but I was unable to do so this time around. But you can swing by Volunteer Outfitters and see the incredible selection. I got my banded britches on right now. They're not orange, Jackson. They're camel. Thank you very much. And I got them from Volunteer Outfitters and absolutely love these things. You can find Banded. You can find Drake, Huck. Those are just the three brand names that I always remember when I talk about Volunteer Outfitters. There are many, many more at Volunteer Outfitters, and they're so good at bringing down the prices so you don't have to pay those Nashville prices in Hendersonville, right? But the quality of product, Orca coolers and the like, anything for the hunter or the fisherman in your life, they've got that. It's hunting season in Tennessee. They got all kind of hunting gear at Volunteer Outfitters. Plus, it's football season, obviously, and they got your tailgating gear, too. If you're not stocked up or if you've got a special game coming up, Jackson, I'm looking at you. They got something for you at Volunteer Outfitters. They're located on New Shackle Island Road in Hendersonville. If you take a left off Vietnam Veterans Parkway on New Shackle Island Road, you see them down on the left. When you go in, tell Tommy and the crew that Matt Murphy sent you to Volunteer Outfitters.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. And right now in Middle Tennessee, got some bad news out of Cheatham County. Authorities have recovered the body of a missing kayaker near Ashland City. Officials say two brothers were kayaking when one flipped into the water and never resurfaced. The search focused around the Braxton condos and Brush Creek recreation area where crews say they located the victim. Right now in Nashville, Channel 4's Lauren Lowry says their investigation team has uncovered something that's sure to get Metro School's parents talking.
We've confirmed Dr. Adrienne Battle's office suite was remodeled for $165,000. It comes after the district had just paid out $6.5 million to settle a lawsuit against Battle brought by 5 former administrators. Now, as part of that remodel, a brand new personal bathroom was built for the superintendent.
Channel 4 says there is a women's bathroom right outside of the superintendent's office. ABC's Jay O'Brien tells us how the government shutdown ends before this weekend when SNAP food benefits that help people pay for groceries runs out.
We've been asking members of both sides of the aisle, does there come a point where there needs to be some form of a conversation to end this and to stop the pain? And while we've seen Republicans and Democrats acknowledge that this weekend the pain of this shutdown is going to get a lot worse because SNAP runs out and because those premiums start to skyrocket when Obamacare open enrollment begins, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be some kind of a resolution.
Now, Tennessee's launched feedtn.org to help residents find food resources as SNAP benefits pause starting Saturday. This site connects users with local food banks, donation centers, and volunteer opportunities by zip code or county. More than 300 nonprofits and faith-based groups in Tennessee are working to support families in need. You can also dial 211 or visit your local food bank's website. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Got a crash I-40 eastbound at Hermitage Avenue. Looks like they're about to wrap that one up over at the Eastern Split. That was eastbound right before I-40 exit 52A and B. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hey, friends, it's Matt Murphy. For the last few weeks, you've been hearing me talk about holiday parties at the Glock store. It's pretty cool, right? Because a lot of you have called them. You've booked your holiday party at the Glock store. Well, now I'm going to invite you to a holiday party at the Glock store. This year, Glock store is going to blow the doors off every Black Friday event and every Black Friday sale you've ever been to. In fact, it's going to be more like a party than a sale. The details are coming together. But I'm here to tell you that you need to mark the date and you need to think about getting out to the Glock store for this huge event. Every huge discount you can imagine will be there, including Glocks, tons of giveaways, great food trucks, live music, tons of giveaways. Did I mention tons of giveaways? Can I mention tons of giveaways too? Because they're going to have them. You know, when they did their Vortex Day just a couple of Saturdays ago, they gave away over $10,000 worth of the latest and greatest optics from Vortex just for dropping by. I want to say that it was like 36 Red Dot Optics. I think that's the number, plus a lot of other stuff, too. So from what I'm being told, the Glock Store Black Friday Sale-abration is going to blow that party away. It's the Black Friday Sale-abration at the one and only Glock Store. So just mark the date and know as you're out and about on Black Friday, you need to swing by the Glock Store, minutes away from the airport. Worth the drive from anywhere, especially on Black Friday. Go online to GlockStore.com. That's GlockStore.com. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We're hanging out on this Thursday edition. It is Halloween Eve, y'all. It's Halloween Eve.
It's also Friday Eve.
Shut your mouth. We don't say that on this radio show. You shut your filthy mouth. Friday is happens every week. Thursday happens every week, and we call Friday Eve Thursday on this show. Thank you very much. Now, we can say it's Halloween Eve, which technically is All Hallows Eve, right? Is that about right? That good?
We get presents?
We don't get presents, Ken Weaver.
I don't care.
Unless JK has something for us. I don't know. You got it.
I just had my birthday, and it's every October. And you forgot. No, you didn't.
Hey, let's say
Halloween birthday.
Ken, let's see how smart Jackson is. You ready?
Jackson.
How old do you think JK is?
28.
Now I like that
amazed.
boy.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed he's single. I'm amazed he's single. With that, I mean, just.
And Matt's a rack 92.
What a jerk. I mean, you know.
Well, that's why they call him the wolf and they call me the eagle.
That's exactly right.
That's right.
The lone wolf, buddy. I'm coming for you, too. Hey, why don't you hit the sounder and let's play a little Nincompoops in the news. JK's going to play along. I don't know if he's got a story or not. You know, I'm a mind to just put Mike from Old Hickory on the line and make him my Nincompoop in the news. I'm a mind to do that, but I'm not going to. It's time for Nincompoops in the news. It's our regular segment on a daily basis where we veer away from the politics of the day, the serious news, and we dig into the nincompoopery that exists, that lives and breathes among us. Ken Weaver always has a great nincompoop story. Jackson Williams occasionally has a great nincompoop story. And every once in a while, I have a pretty good one as well. And then you get to vote, 615-737-9986. I don't know who won yesterday, but it wasn't me.
All right, I'll take it.
All right, go, Jackson.
6 nudists busted in birthday suits for stripping down at the wrong Florida beach.
Oops.
Wrong beach to go nude. No buts about it. 6 people arrested for stripping naked on a Florida beach while a nearby nudist one is temporarily closed. The nudists were busted naked at Little Mudds Creek Beach in Fort Pierce, Florida, Saturday, while using it as a substitute for the clothing-optional Blind Creek Beach, which is closed for renovation, according to the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office. These are all elderly people.
Oh, gosh.
Look
at this,
Ken. No, don't look at it, Ken. Ken, don't look, Ethel. Don't go.
They've all been given jail clothes.
She had already taken a free shot.
In the picture.
Well, that's usually who hangs out at the nudist camps or elderly folk.
Old folk.
This guy looks kind of like Matt.
Not that I have any experience.
Uh-huh.
They've lost all inhibitions.
Yeah. Ken Weaver sure talks about getting shirtless a lot. That's all I'm saying.
I see one that looks like Ken, Elmer Quant.
Is he tall?
They don't have the height listed.
Well,
and this
he got to be tall
Daniel
to look like Ken.
fella looks like a Matt Murphy.
What? Good looking fella.
Sure.
Fine looking fella.
Daniel Harrison, Donald Knapp, Ghislaine Lambert, Stephen.
You're just going to name him?
Elmer Quant,
Stephen
Nicholas.
What did you say about his
Ramos
hickey? What?
Were charged with indecent exposure and exposure of sexual organs.
Goodness.
The naked truth is you just can't peel your clothes off at any beach, cops said.
That's true.
So apparently the actual nude beach is under construction.
Yes.
And they thought they were at that. They were just in the wrong
No, they were
section.
just using it because theirs is closed.
I don't understand.
I feel like if you're a nudist, you're familiar with which beaches.
I mean, I guess I understand the pleasure of peeing outside.
I mean, you know
off the porch.
You know what I'm saying.
That's right.
But I don't get the pleasure of specifically now going to the beach. It's hard enough to get sand out of. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the appeal. Hey, let's play some nude volleyball.
Oh gosh.
You know what I'm saying? I think I've told this story before. I had a guy that was a nudist in when I was in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
He was the head director at the zoo, the Birmingham Zoo. Like big zoo, giraffes and camels and monkeys and all that. And he was also like an avowed nudist.
Yeah.
And so I asked him and he ran like a nudist camp, but he wouldn't let single people come to his nudist camp because he said it wasn't all about that.
Right.
He only allowed couples to come to the nudist camp, which is, but no, I had him on. He was an older guy and he's like, you don't want me naked. And I was like, no, I don't want you naked in the studio. No, that's just wear your zoo clothes, man, which he did. And he's just like, well, we just like being outside naked.
It's a freedom thing.
It's a freedom thing.
I mean, you're just free.
Brister didn't say anything, kid, but he just looked at you like, well, that sounds like a man who's into it.
Who knows? That's a man who knows.
Yes. Ken Weaver, before we expose too much of your home life.
Yes, sir.
What's your nincompoop?
2 women facing criminal charges after they were caught on video fighting with workers at a Massachusetts market basket who had confronted them over the alleged theft of high-priced meats. 37-year-old Olivia Bird and 28-year-old Rajane Bird of Boston's Hyde Park neighborhood were arrested Sunday. Officers responding to a report of a disturbance there at the store and later identified the Birds as the people employees say were whipping up on them. An investigation revealed that an employee spotted the Birds concealing items in a bag while shopping, including lobster meat, prime ribeye, truffle butter.
Ooh.
When police say that, you got to put that butter on the ribeye. When police say the Birds were confronted for not paying for the items, they allegedly became argumentative, screamed obscenities, and assaulted two store employees. Video shared with Boston 25 News shows the violent fracas unfolding in the store's checkout area. One of the suspects is seen smacking a worker in the head. Ooh. The second suspect charged was swinging a blue tote bag at everyone.
Dang. No fight like a meat fight, man.
And there's screaming and obscenities being yelled. Well, the Birds were ultimately taken into custody without further incident. They were arraigned in court and released on their own personal recognizance, but they had to throw the meat out.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I mean, once you touch that meat, you got to get rid of it.
Hey, truffle butter?
Truffle butter.
That's Jackson's stripper name. Come on, Jackson. Come on, that's good. Don't turn my microphone off. That's pretty funny. You don't like it?
Yeah, just keep talking. Keep laughing, fuzzball.
That's a pretty good stripper name, too.
That'd be yours, Ken.
What, Fuzzball?
Yeah.
It's two names, Fuzzball. My nincompoop in the news is Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, he's done a lot of nincompoopery over the last several months, last several years, but this one takes the cake. He is reportedly requesting that Homeland Security and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, as well as senior Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials, suspend immigration enforcement operations in Chicago. Would anyone like to guess why they're requesting specifically that they suspend immigration and customs enforcement in Chicago?
Why?
Halloween. Chicago, a key battleground in the national debate over immigration enforcement, the heightened presence of immigration agents and reports of federal agents deploying tear gas have fueled fear amongst immigrant communities and sparked backlash from local officials. J.B. Pritzker is begging in a letter that was obtained by the Chicago Sun-Times that ICE agents refrain from enforcing immigration and customs enforcement policy on Halloween night because they want the illegal aliens to be able to go trick-or-treating.
Good grief.
The governor's request is from from Friday through Sunday. I guess that would be tomorrow through Sunday, in an effort to allow children to participate in Halloween activities safely. Pritzker said he is respectfully requesting a pause in enforcement operations in areas such as homes, schools, hospitals, parks, places of worship, and other community spaces where Halloween activities are planned. J.B. Pritzker is a nincompoop. An absolute nincompoop.
100%.
615-737-9986. Jackson, are you still participating in the segment?
Yeah, I'm here.
You looked a little distant. Was it the truffle butter comment? You didn't like that? You like truffle butter. Have you ever had truffle butter?
I don't know.
It's delicious. Very good. You know what it is?
Jackson.
You know what it is, Jackson? Jackson, do you know what a truffle is?
Some kind of plant.
You know what my favorite flavor is, Jackson? Butterscotch.
Chocolate?
Butterscotch. I can't decide. Butterscotch. It's one of them.
I'd go with the scotch.
I stole that line from Gary Busey.
That's good.
Somebody asked Gary Busey what his favorite flavor was. He said butterscotch. You know, butt or scotch. I can't decide which.
That sounds like it.
That's a little Gary Busey. That's Nincompoops in the news. Super Talk 99.7 WGM. I'm going to go give Jackson a hug. We'll be back in a minute. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for Cover Nash. You know, Shane Ring has attempted to explain to our listeners, and I try to explain for Shane, right? When he's on the show or when I'm talking about Cover Nash, we try to explain that you do not have to wait until this quote-unquote mythical open enrollment to make changes in your health insurance, particularly if you're in a bad way, if you're not in a good policy that doesn't cover all of the things that you need covered for you and your family. You do not have to wait. But here's the deal. Now it's open enrollment season, so now is the time for you to contact Shane Ring and Cover Nash. Now, a couple of things you need to know. Shane is never going to advise you to go to a policy that he doesn't believe in, that he doesn't believe is the right path for you and your family. Number two, he does not work for insurance companies. He has at his disposal 75 separate independent plans that he can advise you to go with. But he acts as your personal concierge. So he doesn't work for insurance companies. He works for you. You understand the distinction? And at Cover Nash, they have incredible plans. I'm talking about like a nationwide PPO plan that gives you the freedom to choose your doctor anywhere in the United States of America with only a $250 deductible involved and flat copays after the deductible. It's possible. All you have to do is call Shane and his team at Cover Nash. CoverNash.com. That's CoverNash.com. Or give them a call at 615-465-0023. 465-0023. Call my friend at Cover Nash today or go see him in Brentwood. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for Genesis Diamonds. Genesis Diamonds is simply the best diamond shop in Nashville, Tennessee, really beyond. Throughout Tennessee and throughout the Southeast, you cannot find a better shop than Genesis Diamonds. And right now, Genesis Diamonds is thinking about the holidays, and you should be as well. Because with holiday shopping season, you want to find that very special something for the loved one in your life. And whether it's a beautiful diamond bracelet or a pendant, some piece of diamond jewelry that's exclusive to Genesis Diamonds, maybe it's a pre-owned Rolex watch or a piece of colored gemstone jewelry. They're all guaranteed at the lowest possible price. And we're lucky to have Genesis because they aren't a corporate jewelry store. You'll find the ownership oftentimes right there in the shop at Genesis Diamonds. That's a refreshing alternative. Local ownership matters because they can stay ahead of the price points that these bigger companies offer you, and because they source the diamonds themselves, they cut out middlemen, and they lower the price. Profit's not a dirty word. Nobody says that it is, but they can lower the price without compromising the value of the cut of diamond at Genesis Diamonds, which is something I love about them. You'll never be treated like a number at Genesis. They don't work on commission, which is another thing to love about them. So they're not trying to upsell you on anything or sell you any particular product. You walk in, they'll offer you a glass of wine or a soda or something, and they'll walk you around and they'll feed you baby birds. They'll teach you how diamond buying ought to be. Green Hills and Cool Springs, Genesis Diamonds.
Is lots of help out there in Tennessee for anyone needing it under the government shutdown. And we'll tell you what Governor Lee announced today, a one-stop shop if you need that help, coming up at 6 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. A lot of people are voting for truffle butter. Whose vote is that?
Ken.
That's mine.
I mean, are we sure that that's not yours, Jackson?
No, Ken is definitely the truffle butter out of the three of us.
I mean, okay. A lot of Jackson votes as well. I'm trying to keep I'm trying to keep this game on the up and up. I'm trying to figure out who the real winner is here. And I'm getting a lot of votes for Jackson. I'm getting a lot of votes for myself. I'm getting a lot of votes for Governor Pritzker, which I think are my votes. I'm getting a lot of votes for Ken. And then I'm getting a vote for truffle butter. And I'm like, is that somebody voting for Jackson, or is that somebody voting for Ken's story?
I don't think it's for the story.
I don't think so either, Ken. I don't think so either. No disrespect to your story. And I feel like in the laundry list of nicknames,
we are not adding truffle butter.
Hey, that's a good.
All right, all right, Jackson.
That's a good name,
Jackson. I'm gonna tell you something. You don't ask for a lot on this show. You don't. You do your job. You push the knobs.
Right.
Occasionally, he makes a very funny joke. You don't ask for much. If you don't want to be called truffle butter, then too bad. I'm doing it anyway. No, I'm just kidding. If you don't want to be called truffle butter, then you will not be called truffle butter.
I don't care what you call me.
I will
as
hit
long
him.
as it's not Suzanne.
Well, it feels like a challenge. One more hour to go. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Mike, hang in there in Old Hickory. We cannot wait to hear what Mike has to say. It's the highlight of my day on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
6 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. Government shutdown. People like Tatiana, who rely on SNAP to help buy groceries, getting anxious about the program running out of money if the government shutdown doesn't end by Saturday.
I reached out to a Facebook group of a Buy Nothing group, and I just simply put like, hey, I'm a low-income mother. I don't know where my child's next can of formula is coming. Can anyone give a sample? And luckily enough, I had a few people who reached out and we were able to get a few cans. So I'm good for at least the next month, thank God.
Now, here in Tennessee, Governor Lee today announced a website to help Tennesseans find resources if they need help. It's feedtn.org. The site connects users with local food banks, donation centers, volunteer opportunities by zip code or county. And for more help, you can call 211 or visit your local food bank's website. The shutdown putting a strain on the nation's air traffic controllers. But Doug Crulin, the president and CEO at Nashville International Airport, telling WTN's Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis, the professionals here are staying on the job even though they're not getting paid.
All of them are currently not being paid, but they at BNA, they have been doing a great job of showing up and doing their job. And you know, we've set all-time records in October for passengers, and they've been going through this stress right now. So very thankful for their dedication and professionalism.
Here in Tennessee, Speaker of the House Cameron Sexton's calling for a state review of Davidson County's latest property reappraisal, citing massive increases downtown. Some properties, including bars owned by Kid Rock and Garth Brooks, saw jumps of more than $45 million. Sexton says the spike could force businesses to close and that the appeals process is too slow. Meanwhile, the county assessor defends the process is fair and welcomes the review. Improving relations between the U.S. and China, good for Tennessee, according to U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn, who tells WTN's Chris Hanshaw President Trump's trip to Asia is benefiting farmers.
Our soybean farmers in West Tennessee are going to be so pleased that the Chinese are going to immediately go back to meeting their quotas and make those purchases.
ABC's Rachel Scott says it's part of a deal reached between President Trump and China's President Xi.
We have a deal. The president says he will cut his tariffs on Chinese goods by 10%, bringing the total number to 47%. In return, Trump says China agreed to purchase soybeans from American farmers, crack down on fentanyl coming into the U.S., and delay restrictions on rare earth minerals, critical for making everything from smartphones to cars.
Yeah, so China's agreed to purchase 25 million metric tons of U.S. soybeans every year for the next 3 years, starting with 12 million metric tons between now and January. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Woodbine got a crash, 440 eastbound right there at Nolensville Pike. Jolton still see the crash 24 westbound before Whites Creek Pike, 40 eastbound at Stewart's Ferry Pike in Hermitage. And then in Sylvan Park, police reporting a crash 24 westbound at White Bridge Pike, Briley Parkway West exit 204. Madison got a wreck 65 northbound just past Old Hickory Boulevard. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Matt Murphy, final hour of this Halloween Eve edition. It is Thursday. We got lots to get into. Boy, oh boy, we've been having a good time. I've been trying to get to this Bill Gates climate change story for like 4 days, and I've yet to get to it. Ken Weaver's back in News Closet B. He gathers headlines for a living and delivers them. There's young Jackson Williams, a.k.a. J. Willie, a.k.a. Y2J, a.k.a. Fraction Jackson, a.k.a. Reaction Jackson. I wasn't going to say it. Why are you turning my microphone? I wasn't going to say it. I'm not going to do that to you. If you don't want to be called Truffle Butter, which is the greatest nickname in the history of planet Earth, then you don't have to be called Truffle Butter, which is the greatest nickname on planet Earth. And I will abide by your wishes. I will. Meantime, Jackson Williams is behind the glass, making sure that everything that comes out of our speaker sounds as good as humanly possible. J.K. Brister is hanging out with us. He's with U.S. Pest. And you know what? It occurred to me that later on this hour, I'm going to be talking about U.S. Pest anyway, so I want to talk to you about U.S. Pest.
Let's do it.
It is a mistake, in my opinion, and I'm not the guy, but people have this perception, and I get it, right?
Yeah.
That summertime's over, flea season's over, tick season's over, so bug season's over. And you told me this, that people will call you up and say, hey, I want to cancel for the winter.
Right.
This is an error.
It's not as bad as it used to be, but they still, old school people have pest control for a while. They've been trained that way, but it's never actually been that way.
It's a bad deal.
Right.
Because I bugs and the creepy crawlies and the mice and the rodents and all, they want what you have.
They don't rest.
And they want the warmth.
Yes, and the moisture.
And the food.
And the food.
Right?
Yes.
And they're going to come in, and I don't do this to try to sell them something. I do this to try to help them. Right? I mean, it's an educational opportunity because I get it. An old school way of thinking is, well, the bugs die. No, they don't. They just come inside your house and they stay hidden.
Right. And then if it warms up a little bit, and everybody's seen this, it's like Bug-mageddon in your house.
Yep.
Because they've overwintered, they've gotten in through the cracks and crevices. And what happens is so now the Department of Agriculture has put out some things where the tick season is going way into January. So we've extended our mosquito, flea, and tick literally into a 12-month program because even in the wintertime, the ticks are in the soil, they're making babies.
Yep.
And they're getting ready. And then the explosion happens, and the tick problem in Tennessee is just getting worse. It's unbelievable. And then the mosquito, obviously, it's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Even in this cold weather, I'm outside the other day, the sun comes out a little bit, and I'm getting bit by mosquitoes, so pest control
I would feel
is
like
life-saving.
Mosquitoes would gravitate to you because you're the bad guy. You're U.S. Pest.
Well, right. I got assassins coming at me. You know what I'm saying? They're like, get him,
They see that hat, and they want some of you.
That's right. And, termites and pest control are the key things that homeowners need to understand. We do a full liquid barrier treatment for termites. There's 15 to 25 colonies an acre in Tennessee. People don't know that. Millions of termites.
It's a lot of termites.
And all of them are foraging. They're doing what God created them to do, is forage and turn the wood back to the soil.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there's that many colonies, and you've got these little things around your house and they're whatever, if the termites don't hit these measures you're taking out in your flower bed and stuff, the 3 under your house are eating your house right now. And it's not fear I'm talking about. Termites, their whole mission is to destroy the $1 million home, the $500,000, the $250,000 home you got. And so we treat that, create a barrier all termites have to go through. And in 90 days, they're eradicated, and we have a great guarantee on that. We offer the best guarantees in the business, up to $100,000 in repairs. We do everything for our customers. And at the end of the day, pest control, we treated a home for bed bugs just today.
Whoa.
I was out at a home. We did a full drill out for termites.
And there was a time in our lifetime that we had eradicated bed bugs,
yes,
but they're back.
Right. No, they're back with a vengeance, and we attack them with a vengeance. We have a bed bug rider inspection program that almost nobody does, and so we keep coming back. And then after that initial treatment, if they reoccur, it's no extra charge to you over that small service fee for us coming back out there. So cool. People, but not just about bed bugs, but spiders, the brown recluse have gotten worse and worse. And we eradicate it. We fight to eradicate them out of people's homes. So if you're having a problem with that, listen, at the end of the day, we are a family-owned business. We love America, and we want to protect every home in Middle Tennessee. Erica and I, my wife and I, have a mission to protect every home in Tennessee, just like any other business owner. But we love people, and we love to protect people. And if people love America, they want U.S. Pest to protect their home. And we will. Listen, help us grow our business. If you want to work with us, come apply.
I love the fact you dedicate, I don't know what the percentage, but you dedicate a lot of your social media platform encouraging people to come work with you. Good employees to work with you.
Because listen, I want Eagles because, okay, Nick Saban, love him.
Yeah.
Met him a couple of times over at his dealership.
I hated him when he was a head coach at Alabama.
Yeah, but you know what?
He kept beating my team, because he was so good.
High achievers hate mediocre people. Mediocre people hate high achievers. And I'm looking for Eagles. So that's the mantra at our company. The Eagles, we go, caw-caw. It's like, I don't know if you could screech, but I know a lot of people went, well, Eagles don't do that. Well, it's, I got to do something. But the point is we want to hire the best people. We have one gentleman who was a customer for 20 years. And when he retired, he came to work for us. He's Troy. He's in Nashville.
That's cool.
We have the best people in the world working for us. We've got the best managers, the best people, the best CSRs, and they love people. They're not just punching a clock. So as for the bugs, the termites, to have a career opportunity, to literally make an amazing living. If you love people and you love making a good living, come apply with us. And then if you want protection, please call us. It's a free inspection. We'll come out and do a free termite inspection, crawl space inspection. By the way, we do crawl space encapsulations. A lot of people don't know that. I want to talk to everybody in Tennessee. U.S. Pest does crawl space encaps. We do poly. We do all the moisture remediation, dehumidification, all that. So I know it's a big infomercial now, but I did not mean to do that. But I just want people to know.
Excited.
You brought it up, man. I get excited because
I figured you were here, and I was about to talk about you anyway, so I might as well let you talk about you.
And I'm going to match other pest control companies. I'm going to match other jobs, things people do. If you love our culture, who we are, our billboards, the flags, if you love the eagle symbolism that we have, if you're a red-blooded patriot American, you need U.S. Pest.
And if several of you are asking me on social media or on the super text line about, the how far out, just call 590-1260. 590-1260, 615-590-1260, and, leave a message or call tomorrow morning early, and they can tell you about where they go and all of that, because I got too many of them to ask.
I'll tell you. We go from the Alabama line to Bowling Green, and from almost past Clarksville all the way over to what is it? Carthage, past Carthage.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah,
So,
we have tens of thousands of customers in Middle Tennessee in that whole area.
Good Lord.
And those people and the amount of time we've been in business shows you that, here's the thing, we're human. And in today's age, service has really suffered. We fight to raise the bar on service. And the one thing we do, yes, you might every once in a while have an issue, but we will continue to fight and we will keep coming until we solve it. So if you want somebody who is maybe going to show up, and they're going to show up all the time, and when there's a mistake or when there's something that you're unhappy with, we'll do we have a customer service guarantee, and I'll say this and I'll shut up. If you sign up for our service and 6 months in, you're just not satisfied. My wife came up with this, okay, years ago, and we still have it. We will, if we can't make you happy by the next service, we will literally offer and pay for a competitor of your choice to come out and start the service.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
We've literally, in all these years, we've never had anybody make it that far, but we guarantee it.
That's excellent. My grandpa, you always just say that I can't promise that I'll be perfect, but I promise I'll make it right.
That's right.
And I do it right or do it twice.
Yes.
I always said that too. So,
That's right. Do it right or do it twice. Measure twice, cut once.
Right.
I've measured 3 times and cut once.
I love it.
Man, thank you for that.
No, you're good. You're a good man, and I appreciate it. No, you did my work for me. You did, so I mean, and better than me. I don't like that. Well, it's time for Mike in Old Hickory. Mike, what do you think?
Well, I'm still sitting here listening to you.
I'm glad you did, Mike. Thank you for listening to me.
I do.
What do you think about? What do you think our new think of our new nickname?
I don't know, but I've got 2 things. It's called Snap, and I don't like it. You know what? I don't care about Snap people. I'm glad they're going to lose their benefits because 99% of them are just a bunch of leeches. And I'm sick and tired of going into a grocery line and watching big fat people pull out their EBT card, SNAP card, while I'm buying generics. Now, that's a minor thing. That's minor. The big thing is, with you, Matt, is that you had a conversation with, what was his name, Ben Epps, and he's going to be the 7th Congressional District. You didn't ask him a hard question. Donald Trump is blowing away these boats, these drug boats, and these submarines in the Caribbean and in the Pacific. He's blowing them away. You say it's unconstitutional. You never asked him, is Donald Trump doing something constitutional or unconstitutional?
I never. Well, I just want to clarify, and I'm not trying to argue with you, Mike, but I just want to make sure for those that did not hear the show yesterday, I did not say it was unconstitutional. What I said was that I need to understand the process that the Trump administration is going through to justify constitutionally what they're doing without getting authorization from Congress. I just need somebody to explain it to me. And right now, we have yet to have somebody to explain it to us. And it's possible they could explain the constitutionality, or it's possible they would say something and I'd go, wait a minute, I don't think that's constitutional. Donald Trump's not a king, and he's not sacrosanct, and everything he does is not exact.
But he is the commander-in-chief. He is the commander-in-chief sworn in to protect this country from enemies from without and from within. And so what he's doing is he's blowing these boats out of the water, and thank God he is, and I hope he keeps it up. And so what you're saying, your side is saying, is that it's unconstitutional. So if it is unconstitutional and you believe it is, then you need to start saying Trump needs to be impeached.
So
is that what you believe?
Mike, you clearly didn't listen to what I just said, did you? I mean, I just answered what you're talking about. Because you're saying that I called it unconstitutional, and I just told you that I didn't say that yesterday. So I guess maybe you had a talking point that you wanted to get to, and so you just decided that you didn't hear what I said to get to that talking point. But I'm not there yet. I'm not at a place yet where I would tell you that Donald Trump's doing anything extracurricular to the Constitution. What I would say is
what do you want Trump to do?
What I
do you
would
want
say,
Trump to stop blowing up the?
What I would say is,
do you want Trump to stop blowing up the boats that are bringing in poison, killing our citizens and children. You want them to stop it until you decide that we investigate it.
Donald Trump's administration has said that they have a legal justification and they have a legal opinion that walks them through the executive branch's ability to do what they're doing without the need to go to Congress. They've said that. What I have said, Mike, what I said yesterday is I would just like for someone to explain that to me. I don't need to know sources. I don't need to know methods. I don't want to know those things because I don't want the bad guys to figure those things out. I just want to. Mike, we can either talk in a way that you're willing to listen.
Who do you want to have it explained to you? Who do you want? Do you want Trump to explain it to you?
Well,
do you
sure,
want the
that's fine.
Justice Department? Do you want the FBI?
How about
Chuck Schumer? You want AOC to explain it to you? Who do you want to explain it to you?
Mike, why are you
save Americans?
Mike, why are you yelling?
Save Americans.
Why are you yelling? Why are you yelling at me?
Because you, Matt, I can't figure you out. You're not an independent. You're not a Democrat. You're not a Republican. You're not a libertarian. You're just somebody that just gets on air and just berates people that are against you in your opinion. But you can't seem to come up with an answer of if you think Donald Trump is doing what you said, and you go back on your radio programs, that it's unconstitutional. We need to look up. If you believe in the Constitution, Matt, then don't you believe in the government? Because if you don't believe in the government, then you don't believe in the Constitution.
You done? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Are you done?
Yeah. See, you said
that's great. Good. That's good. Wow. I had stopped listening. It's 22 after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, friends, Matt Murphy for USS, which stands for United Structural Systems. I want to talk to you about the structure of your home because if you have the telltale signs of cracks in your home, the possibility exists that your home is settling in such a way that you want to deal with that. USS is a peace of mind company. In other words, for 30,000 plus customers, they've been given that satisfaction, that peace of mind that they know that their foundation is not settling in such a way where it's going to cause damage to their home and property, or it's going to cost them a tremendous amount of money on the other side. They also do this incredible polylift leveling, which I've experienced. I experienced this in Birmingham, and USS does it in and around Middle Tennessee as well. The concrete leveling process is such where the polylift, they don't have to rip out all of the concrete. They can level your concrete back up. They'll seal it back up. They'll get it level again so you don't have to worry about trip and falls or whatnot, and you don't have to worry about erosion underneath the concrete. And it works, friends. You can literally drive on it within 30 minutes. You can walk on it immediately after they pump in the incredible seal with the polylift leveling system. Ask them about it when you make the call that so many others have made to USS, United Structural Systems, 615, that is, 488-7855, 488-7855, or online at USSTN.com. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. All right. We got to say goodbye to JK in a minute. But Rod has a question for him. 27 minutes after the hour. Bonnie wants to talk about Mike. All it says under Joe's... this is funny. All it says under Joe's name is shut.
Shut down.
Oh, okay. I thought it was shut up. I was hoping that it would be shut up, like as in Matt needs to shut up about calling Jackson names.
Yeah. I mean, why are you picking on him?
Oh, Jackson?
Yeah.
Have you seen
Jackson's beautiful, man. He's an awesome dude.
See? Somebody appreciates me.
Well,
Yeah.
JK.
Hey, just so
JK's
you
a
know,
better man than me.
you do not mess with the man with the power button under his finger.
That's what he keeps telling me. That's what he keeps telling me. And every once in a while he turns off the button. I just turn it right back on. Let's see. Rod is next. Rod's got a question for JK. Hey, Rod, what's up?
Hey, Rod.
Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy?
I'm
good,
better
good.
than a biscuit.
Hey, JK, I got a question for you.
Yes,
my
sir.
friend. I took out 6 Bradford pear trees off my land, and there was a mass reduction in Japanese beetles.
Huh.
Okay. This is more of a lawn and turf ornamental thing.
Okay. Well,
What's your question?
Well, I wondered, also sprayed bifenthrin.
Yes, sir. That is a pest product.
And so I have yet to have a problem with wasps, termites, or Japanese beetles since I took those out and sprayed. So I was wondering which one helped or both.
I would say both.
Okay.
Mitigation of the source plus do-it-yourself resilience, which is truly American. I think that's what's doing it. And, so good job.
I bet it smells a lot better now that those Bradford pears are gone.
100% worse. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend anybody, but we had 2 of those in front of our house. And I was wondering where that smell was coming from. I cut them down myself. It's terrible. They're full of flies all the time, like in the season. So get rid of them.
I mean, somebody told me one time years ago, I don't know how we got in this conversation, but I guess they came because they look pretty. They're pretty looking.
They're
trees.
pretty looking, but boy.
Stink, man.
Yes, they need a shower.
And they don't, never once have I seen a pear. Not
Never.
once.
I
keep waiting.
I have no
for the
idea why
pears.
they call them pears. Maybe because they're similar to some kind of pear tree or something, or they look like a pear when they're fully grown.
They're fully grown, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. JK, thank you for swinging in, bro.
Man, I'm so grateful, and let me tell you, I'm always grateful to be with you and the crew. Thank you, guys. Jackson, don't let him beat up on you too much. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't gonna be much.
That bad shoulder here in a minute.
The voice of U.S. Pest, my brother, my friend,
dude,
Matt.
It is
grateful to be with you.
I mean it when I say, people think it's a little bit tongue in cheek, but I mean it. That y'all, I love talking about y'all because y'all love this country so much, and I know that about you because you're a friend. And look, I love all of my sponsors. I love all of the folks that I talk about.
No, absolutely.
It is especially cool when those sponsorships develop into friendships, which is what we've had, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much.
I'll tell you what. At the end of the day, we're all human, and Jesus Christ is King, and He's blessing us. And when we go through things, we just got to keep our faith in Him, and we'll come out. Because guess what? When things are going bad, this too shall pass. Mm-hmm. And when they're going good, this too shall pass.
That's well spoken.
Right? Hey, I love you, my friend.
All right. Thank you, brother.
See you at the farm in Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. There's
Bring
JK.
Erica.
31 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for the Nashville Safe House. Mark and his team at Nashville Safe House. My goodness gracious, have you been to see him? When you walk into the lobby, you'll look forward and you'll see Jill. And Jill is the straw that stirs the drink. She is the one that knows the plan, the master. I mean, Mark pretends to be the controller of all of this, and he is not. Then you look to the left, and you'll see the man with the plan. That's Donald J. Trump, the 47th president of the United States of America, and he's standing over in the corner. And then you look to the right, and you'll see the Matt Murphy special at Nashville Safe House. And I want you to go and experience the Matt Murphy special and see if you're interested. They've got biometrics there in the lobby, and then you walk into the showroom space, which doubles as the warehouse, and you'll see up to 200 safes of all shapes and sizes, of all brand names, of all fire ratings, and all price points ready for you. They've got something for you at Nashville Safe House, and you need them. Folks, you need a safe from Nashville Safe House to protect those things, to protect you and protect your loved ones at your home, and to protect your valuables and your sentimental items. Nashville Safe House can be found online at NashvilleSafeHouse.com. You can also find them on 4th Avenue South in Nashville, across from City Cemetery. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to Nashville Safe House. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. To answer your question on the super text line, Jason, I suppose everybody's got a price, but I think you need more than $40 to accomplish that. 615-737-9986 is the telephone number if you'd like to be a part of the show. Still plenty of time to jump in here. Do Americans believe in paranormal beings? Do Americans believe in the paranormal? So, obviously, Halloween's tomorrow. We're going to talk about this tomorrow on the show. And I'll tell you some of the specifics tomorrow, but let me just give you a little heads up. A substantial portion of the United States of America believes in the existence of supernatural beings, including ghosts and demons. I will give you all of the details on tomorrow's broadcast regarding the spooky and supernatural. Plus, it's my understanding that on tomorrow's show, Jackson will be unveiling the the spooky Rocky Top, right? You have that?
Oh, I thought you wanted to do it today.
Do you have it?
Not on me.
Not on you? Huh.
It's better if Weaver's here for it.
I agree. That's why I think we should,
Yeah, we'll punt that till
just
tomorrow.
punt it
just
till
like
tomorrow.
the Sooners will be punting all night.
How's the elbow?
It hurts, man.
Man. Jackson was in studio moments ago, and he was leaving to get back into the control area, and we have very heavy doors, extremely heavy doors, soundproof doors that I can scream through, and that heavy door landed on that funny bone, that elbow. Sounded like it hurt. I think it chipped it.
It hurt.
Joe is next. Wants to talk about the shutdown. Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir, Mr. Matt. Got a quick question doing napkin math, as Chris Hand says. This CR that did not get passed in beginning of October, wasn't that supposed to be for 7 weeks?
Yes. I think it was scheduled to end third week in November, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so we only got 2.5 weeks left till that point. Won't they be back at this again?
If they were able to get it accomplished and now, they would extend the date. I think they've already talked about that. I would be willing to bet you that if they get a deal now, they'll extend the date till the end of the year.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, but they'll just change the date on it. And thank you, Joe, for the call. I appreciate that. And I don't presume that I know exactly how that occurs, but I do know that they would shift the date forward so that they would not have to get back into this discussion prior to Thanksgiving. And my expectation would be, considering that Christmas is, you're getting nothing done in Washington, D.C. in December. Nothing. Because these people don't like to work. They don't like to work. As a result, yeah, you just have to push it to the end of the year. I don't like it. I don't like it because it's the same old, same old. I don't like anything about it. I understand it, and I get where the Republicans are coming from when they talk to me about it. When I talk to Congressman Andy Ogles, and I talk to Congressman Scott Desjardins, and I talk to soon-to-be Congressman Matt Van Epps, and I talk to John Rose, and I talk to, who else do I talk to? Tim Burchett, and I talk to, he's over there, David Kustoff. When I talk to Chuck Fleischman, they all say the same thing. We wish we could do it a different way. We can't do it a different way. Give us enough time. When I talk to Marsha Blackburn and Bill Haggerty, same thing. We wish we could do it a different way. We can't do it a different way. Give us enough time. Now, I do not know why the YouTube channel is freezing, for those of you asking. I understand that it is, and I don't know why. I did just sneeze. Bonnie is next up. Hey, Bonnie, I'm glad you called. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great.
First of all, I'd like to say Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you.
And you make me laugh. I just start talking to you and I about get tickled.
You're very sweet, Bonnie. Thank you.
Well, sometimes. The caller that just called you, he sounded like he had been drinking. And he was talking about that boats or ships being blowed up by Mr. Trump. And he sounded like he was trying to blame you, accusing you. You know, you just have an opinion like we do. So, I don't understand why people get so lonely or so bored with their life that they can't allow other people to have their opinions about things and places and people. But at the same token, he must not be happy with himself because he was sitting there talking about big people at the grocery stores. There are big people and some people can't help it, and some people are sucking up on the government, food stamps and all that. And I think it's terrible that they're doing that and taking the poor people's food away from them. And my opinion, this is just my opinion. Anybody's got their opinion on me, that's okay. I'm not mad. But I think they need to take from the rich people and give to the poor people. I'm talking about very, very rich people. So, and if our government in such of a shutdown and we have such of a problem, then how come these Indians and these Egyptians get money to open these gas stations, and then they keep going back and getting more money? So,
Wait, where's that happening? Where can I get in line for that?
Well, you got to be an Egyptian or an Indian.
Well, I mean, I'm olive complected. I can pass for,
Well, that's what I've heard. That doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about. I just heard that they can come over to our country and get free money to open these gas stations. I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. I could be.
Yeah, I know that there were some. I mean, I think I know the nature of what you're talking about because I've spoken about it in the past. There's some small business loan opportunities for foreign nationals that come over on some form of, business agreement or visa or whatnot. So I get that. I don't know if that's ongoing during the Trump administration or not. I would say, and Bonnie, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate you. I've got to run, but I would say a couple of things. Number one, Mike said 99% of the people that are – no, that's not true. Let's not exaggerate to the point that we sound ridiculous and hopelessly out of touch. Are there a considerable portion of people that are taking advantage of the food stamp system as it exists today? Yes. Are there more people on the food stamp system that need to be? Yeah, of course there are. Are there people that, even if they qualify under the current guidelines of the food stamp system, are there people that just don't seem to understand how to best use the dollars? Absolutely. But more to the heart of this, even those that don't seem to have how do I put this? Not all of them. I mean, obviously, we're not talking about single mothers. We're not talking about the elderly. We're not talking about people that are putting in a hard day's work and trying to get themselves out of a negative situation. But there is a group or a type of recipient that don't seem to have an appreciation for the fact that they are relying on the kindness of other people to function. And I think that aspect of this bothers me more than anything. I understand because I have seen it. I watched as my grandfather worked his fingers to the bone, providing for grandchildren that he never thought he would need to provide for because of a medical issue that my mother went through. And the fact that my father left the family. My father abandoned us when I was 5 years old. My brother was 7. My sister was 8. Just abandoned us. Left. Said he couldn't handle my mother's medical condition. And my grandfather recognized that that's what you do. You step in and you take care of your family. You don't have an expectation that the government's going to do so. However, I don't know of anyone that would have judged my grandparents. Anyone that would have judged my mother, obviously, based on her physical disability, based on her medical disability, that would have looked to that safety net for help. So I get it. I fully understand the circumstances in which people would legitimately look toward church organizations or community groups or food banks, and yes, the government of the United States of America for help. What I would expect is a Is it too much to expect a sense of humility? Is it too much to expect a sense of appreciation? I think many people have it and many people give it. I'm not attempting to paint I'm not attempting to paint with a broad brush to dismiss the many, many people that do seem to have it. I just feel like more than anything, what I see and what I hear are people who don't seem to have an appreciation for the fact that they're living off the backs of other people, that don't have an appreciation for the fact that they necessarily have to rely on others. They have a sense of entitlement. They have a sense of anger about them at the suggestion that they are not owed this. And perhaps I'm talking about those people that aren't truly owed this. And so I'm kind of overlapping two groups that I've just described. It bothers me more than anything, philosophically, that we've gotten to the point that there has come an expectation for many of the 42 million Americans who are dependent on food stamps that they continue to receive them, and that anyone suggesting that those food stamps are a temporary solution, that they are anti-feeding the hungry. No. My position is not anti-hungry people. It's not anti-single mother. It's not anti-disabled veteran. It's pro-independence. It's a message of a hope. It's a message of empowerment. It's a message that, you know what? Under the right circumstances and with the right tutelage and with the right guidance, you can get out from the thumb of dependence and you can do for yourself. And that level of accomplishment comes with it a sense of confidence. It comes with it a sense of purpose. It comes with it a sense of being able to do on your own. And it is such a fulfilling moment in your life when you can accomplish that. I want everyone to be able to experience that. Wayne is next, and he's our last call. Hey, Wayne.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, real quick, number one, Davy Crockett, it's not ours to give or not yours to give speech that he gave when he was a congressman. It's something people are to look up. And,
Amen.
Read.
It's a great speech. Yeah.
And also on the SNAP benefits, I ain't got a problem with anybody getting help, and I'll try to help everybody I can. But I don't think it's anywhere in the government's place to be doling out charitable benefits for people. I know we have to help people, but I think that's the place of the churches, the nonprofits, and charity organizations that, and there's so many out there. Room at the Inn, National Rescue Mission, countless churches that give out cards now that's got where they can take them to Aldi or Kroger or Publix, different places where people can get things that they need. And I think the programs like Rooms at the Inn or National Rescue Mission, your Men of Valor, those people are being taught how to be successful. There's programs out there. And somebody just getting a check each month from the government, there's no accountability. Churches hold people accountable, and churches network with each other in the giving out of benefits because they track.
Well, Wayne, you're dead on. I mean, no, you're right. And I'm sorry I have to do it, but I'm out of time. Jackson's going crazy behind the glass, so I have to go. But I'll say this before I do, Wayne. You're 100% correct, and it's why I argue that the government should be the last stop after charitable organizations, community groups, church organizations, because those organizations do come with a level of accountability to them. It's 54 after the hour on Super Talk.
Selling your home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There are no showings,